let's shift focus now to Gaza, where Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he plans to take full military control of Gaza Strip. That's another war, viewers, that's been going on since 7th of October 2023. There was expectation that Israel would be able to get those hostages back. It hasn't happened, which is why there's now a new Gaza plan that's coming in place. Now, something where Israel has said that it does not want to govern the Strip long term, but he wants to ensure that Hamas is completely decimated and hostages are brought back. Even as US and Israel agree on 5 post-war principles. We talk about post-war, but the war is still going on. The demilitarization and civilian rule plan that non-Israeli actors will get in place for Gaza is something that will happen later. Right now, as far as the Gaza plan is concerned, is very simple, that Israel wants to take more control. It has 75% control. It wants to go the whole hog. The end goal is that the war needs to end, hostages need to come back. But that hasn't happened so far. There's already a lot of backlash that Israel is facing because of that. In its own place, within Israel, there's growing protests in terms of whether getting control of more territory of Gaza is the right way or not. Netanyahu says the war could end tomorrow if Hamas surrenders and frees the captives. But this is exactly what it has been saying all along. So what really has changed? What is the new game plan? Will getting more territory in Gaza actually solve and end this conflict? Let's get in my colleague Vishnu Sob, who was in Gaza, who was in Israel, talking to people in the Israeli government to get that answer for you viewers, because that's exactly what the bottom line is, which is, when will this war end? And let's get Vishnu to answer that for us.
Responding to a question which I posed to him here in Jerusalem on the potential impact on people in Gaza, whether there would be an increased number of casualties if Israel were to enhance their missions in the Gaza Strip, the Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, said that Israel didn't have any plans at annexing Gaza itself. However, there would be a significant move, it appears, in the near future, which would ultimately lead to the creation of a transitional authority which would look at the entire Gaza situation. Now, that transitional authority would only be created, or Gaza itself would be handed over to the transitional authority once there was a security perimeter which was created by Israel. Now, the boundaries of that transition, of what Israel plans in terms of the security perimeter were not defined to me, but it does appear that that's something which the Israeli armed forces, the Israeli government would look at very closely once they're able to separate Hamas terrorists from innocent people in the Gaza Strip. Benjamin Netanyahu also making it clear that the situation would be much better if Hamas were to lay down their arms immediately and call for a ceasefire, so that there could be a process of getting back the hostages, because that is the biggest priority of Israel. Remember, there are 50-odd hostages who are still in the Gaza Strip being held by Hamas. It's believed that the large number of them are alive. But this news of what Israel plans to do next with Gaza comes at a time when international efforts to try and bring a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip have failed. Israel has now decided to act to try and end that crisis in Gaza once and for all. The Prime Minister also making it clear to us that Hamas would not have any role in this transitional authority. In Jerusalem, with camera person Xavier Thomas, Vishnu Shob for NDTV.